Start building some hurting bombs.
Pressing me? Because your authority is not recognized in Fort Kickass.
Look, Doc, I just can't do it, huh? Never learned to speak Greek.
I got a bad feeling about this.
I don't need no philosophy lesson here.
And I think that the spotlight should go on top of me. Yeah.
Master of misinformation, Mr. Know-It-All.
Is he always so cheerful?
See, you told everyone your deepest, darkest secret.
Gathered together from the cosmic reaches of the universe.
Just looking, thanks. I'll stand at the bar. I shouldn't wish to attract attention.
Don't get mentally erect.
Well, neither are you very much, sure.
This is the way.
I think it's good, except it sucks.
Don't be too proud of this technological terror you've constructed.
That's an attention getter.
The tower of power, too sweet to be sour. I'm funky like a monkey. Sky's the limit and space is the place.
Are you ready?
And we are live right here tonight, Jack Purcell and I. Jamie is not here. Jamie is going through some times with one of her pets, so please stay tuned because we're going to be having a GoFundMe. Jamie's going through some rough times right now with Dexter, her Siberian Husky, so please send Jamie some get well wishes for the dog. She's going through a lot, so please to stay tuned. I'm sure you guys all see this on Jamie's Facebook page. Good evening, Viva. How are you, darling? So please, we're going to be doing a GoFundMe for the dog, so stay tuned for details on that. We would appreciate any and all support for Jamie and for Dexter. Jamie will be back as soon as possible. Brother Jabo is in the house. I was hanging out with Jabo this past weekend. I was at a hockey place. Can you believe that? And I got a quick story, Jack, before we get tonight's stuff. I know we're going to be hanging out tomorrow night talking wrestling, but I do have a story that does concern wrestling. And I was telling your two adopted nephews, Neil. Now, Jabo doesn't even know the story, but I was telling Neil and Cody, when you're at an event and you are setting up cameras and lights and banners and microphones and computers, and someone comes up to you and they see you with a guy that looks like an Adonis, like me, and says, "Are you with AEW?" What do you say, Jack? What do you say? You say yes. Now, if I had... Exactly. Bill with one L's in the house. How you doing, brother? If I had the Angrygeeks heavyweight intercontinental belt, if I had that belt with me, or if I had one of the Macho Man coats or cosplays, it would have been perfect, because the boys were both wearing their AEW crew jackets, and the staff of the Providence Bruins, they were so cool. They were bringing us stuff. They were giving us the Wi-Fi passwords, giving us extension cords for the lights, extension cords for the laptops, tables, chairs, everything that we needed. And both the boys were wearing their crew jackets, and they were like, "Are they with AEW? What's going on?" And Cody and Neil just both look and go, "No." What are you? It was just so absolutely crazy. And Bill with one L grabbed some popcorn, and Andre is in the house. But yeah, I mean, it would have been so cool, especially if I had the championship belt. I would have been I would have held it up. And J-Bo says, tell the boys thank you again for the Orko figure. They love you, Uncle Jay. You know that. They love Auntie Ty as well. And when they go out hunting, they hunt for everybody. They hunt for Uncle Jack, Auntie Jamie. They hunt for everybody. So, yes, of course, I will let them know. I'm sure they're both watching now anyway.
To bring your gear?
What was that?
Aren't you the one who always advocates bringing your gear?
Yes, but this wasn't really. It was kind of a last minute thing, but not really a last minute thing. And I was actually, we were doing something that day, as you know. Neil and I were filming a short movie for one of our producers at Greenfield Public Access. We're filming a short film, so we were in a rush of things. I did have the championship belt on the table. We were packing up, and I completely forgot it. But yeah, I'm always telling you, pack your gear, pack everything, make sure you have everything before you leave. And I didn't. But yeah, the guys, they were so fun, And after they found out who we were, taking pictures for the Bruins website and everything, it was just great. I mean, and I have to thank Alternate Reality Entertainment. They had us out in the main lobby. And it was pretty funny. We're sitting there, we're interviewing people, we were interacting with the fans as they were coming in, and this, bless his heart, this one older hockey fan came walking over as we were just coming off the air and asked me to buy a ticket for the hockey game. Because our table was right there. I was like, no, you got to go over to the other table, sir. It wasn't but it was fun. I mean, we had a blast, and it was just fantastic. It was a great time.
I'm glad. I'm surprised the boys didn't run away and leave you if you were in Pravi because the Beyond Wrestling show was happening.
They didn't know. They did not know. I don't think they knew it was going on. So, okay. Yeah. No, I don't think they knew it was going on. Well, no, they were also sitting there working. They were setting stuff up. And they did go mingle. They ran out. They went to go see Uncle J-Bo. They went to go see Auntie Ty, hanging out with the zombie leader for a little bit and everybody else that was there. And they left me to do all the work. But that's all right. That's what I was there for. I was there to work. I was there to promote Rhode Island Comic Con. I was there to promote Angrygeeks. I was there to promote Altered Reality Entertainment. Nice. Altered Reality Entertainment, excuse me. And J-Bo comes up and says, plus they were right across from Hasbro. Yes! Yeah, the boys, they were scoping that building out. I call them the boys, but they're like 20 and 21, 23 years old. But yeah, they were right across the street from Hasbro talking to Uncle Jay. Hey, we can go in there. They got action figures. And Bill with One L says, an Angry Geek representation of the Monster Expo this weekend. No, actually, I have something to do with Joe St. Pierre this weekend, and I have to finish up that short film. So no, and Jamie is dealing with a personal issue right now with her dog. So no, we will not be at Monster Expo this weekend, Bill. But we will see you soon, I promise, Jamie or I. We will both see you. And Neil's in the house. Hey, oh, now it's Sis Lewis. It's not Papa anymore. It was definitely a good time. Great seeing everyone. Side note, we should have walked into Hasbro. Yeah, Neil's kind of mad at me anyway for calling him the boys. And Uncle Jack will talk about that a little bit later. Jack, what's going on in the comic book industry today?
What's interesting is I've had a rash of Kickstarter comics and even one that I got from Zoop. Because I just find that, aside from Batman, there's not a whole lot I'm interested in from DC and Marvel anymore. Mm-hmm. And I like a lot of the stuff Image puts out, but I think I won't even say how many months late this one project is. But I don't know if any of the listeners have used Zoop before. Are you familiar with Zoop?
No, I'm not. I'm not familiar with that, so I was kind of acting surprised. No, I love you, son. I love you. Neil says, autocorrect, father, not my fault. Papa Louie is what I meant. Also, oh yeah, you killed my shot. Yeah, well, I'll talk to Uncle Jack about killing your shot. I have not heard of Zoop. Why don't you explain what that is?
It's another crowdfunding platform, but it's kind of an alternative to Kickstarter. And I don't know all the ins and outs of it, but I just supported a book called well, not just, a long time ago, Slow City Blues, and I got a variant cover by David Finch.
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, I won't drag this project for how unbelievably late they are. It's pretty ridiculous. But if all goes according to plan, I will have it on Friday, the same day as our Pro Wrestling Grind appearance at Faces and Heels podcast. So that, I mean, we'll see. We'll see how they ship. You know, if they ship well. I don't know. We'll find out. But I'm interested in the project. There's some cool alternate covers. And they have some fun projects. So it's an alternative to Kickstarter, but very much the same, where you pledge different levels and you can get different rewards. So I got this cool Dave Finch black and white, kind of like a Virgin cover type arrangement. I'll show it to you when I get it. Hopefully when I see it,
definitely.
I'll show it to you. But I've just got, I think there were just 3 Kickstarters, including our friend Joe St. Pierre, his new Zodiac's Aquarius, which I supported, and I'm looking forward to that. And there's a few other ones. So it's kind of becoming a thing. Like, I've got a regular set of comics coming from Kickstarter over this last year.
Yeah, I actually like that. Andre says, who's benching? Sounds like someone is stacking plates. No, that's not. I believe it's Jack. Jack is on the outside. Jack is at work right now, and he's working in the kitchen. Jack's side job when he's not working on Faces and Heels podcast, covering wrestling events, or drawing for Marvel and DC Comics or his own creation, he's a dishwasher, and that's what you're hearing, Andre. So, yeah, that's what it is. Where was I going? Thanks, Andre. How to crack a joke. Crap. I'm really digging right now. I'm going back, and none of the new stuff. Hold on. And Andre says, "Oh, so different. So a different kind of plates." New stuff is not turning me on. It's not turning me on anymore. I mean, I go into a comic shop like Holy Molys, like C Square Collectibles, or Alternate Universe down in Milford, Connecticut. All Angrygeeks approved. It's the new stuff on the shelf. I'm not. It doesn't turn me on. I got to hit the back issues, and I find myself lately. The only new stuff that does turn me on is the creator, is the self-published. That's the stuff, the indie stuff that's turning me on. Like Aviva, just a couple weeks ago, I told her, you got to read, Something That's Killing the Children. She went out, got it, boom, she's hooked. That's the stuff that's getting to me. The stuff by the big two, it's just not getting to me anymore. I think it's because I read it my whole entire life. They can't do any more to surprise me. They can't do any more to shock me. They can't do any more to get me hey, let's do this. It's the new stuff that I'm going for. It's the creator-owned stuff. It's the Kickstarter stuff that I love and enjoy. That's the stuff that I like. But I will go back when I go into a comic shop. I'm hitting those back issues of stories I never read before of the heroes that I love. I'm going back. Oh, I never got this book before. And Mark is saying him too. Aviva's better half. I am just like, hey, let me read this. I've never seen this story before. I never read this team up before. I never read this run before. That's what I'm doing with the characters that I know and love. But the newer stuff, that's where I'm hooked. So the Kickstarters, yeah, bring them on, man. Certainly bring them on, because this is, I'm so excited to read alike. I mean, I know the premise of the story. I know what's going on. And it's like, wow. I want this book to come out. But it's the indie stuff. Like right now, before I fall asleep every night, I do open up my phone. I'm reading Comixology. And what I just read was the whole entire run of The Lone Ranger from Dynamite. It blew me away. Because I never bought it. I never read it when it was first published. I loved the character. I never read the book. boom, I was hooked. I could not put that book down, and it was a beautiful story.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of the indie companies are the only thing worth reading, and I just find the superhero stuff stagnant, and for so many reasons. I feel like Marvel, especially, it just feels so slimy. It's like all the nonstop number ones and the cheap $7, cover price for something that really isn't $7 worth of content. I'm finding that to be a lot of my problem. I'm really sick of seeing a number one for everything constantly, and then they want to be like, oh, number 900 of the Hulk. Wait, hold on. I thought it was number 5. So
exactly. Yeah, I get it. Ty comes in, and Ty says, hey, Lewis, first off, I got a big kiss from you, for you from Mom. Yeah, that's right. I love your mom so much. Second off, are you ready for another Bacon Fest? Yes, the Angrygeeks will be at Bacon Fest. Hopefully, it'll be Jamie and I once again at Bacon Fest. We will be there. Don't worry. We missed it. No, we were there last year. I can't remember if we missed it. No, we will be there, I promise. And Ron Leary.
How was I invited to Bacon Fest?
I'm inviting you. You can come hang out. You know what? Tell you what, Ty, you will get a double whammy. You'll get Faces and Heels and the Angrygeeks at Bacon Fest. How about that? Plus Jack Purcell. You will be at Bacon Fest. Ron Leary comes in. Ron is a great friend of both Jack and myself and of Angrygeeks. Angrygeeks approved. And I really miss hanging out with Ron. I agree. New indie books have great stuff. They do. That's where it's at right now. I love going in to a comic shop, and when I go to That's Entertainment, you guys, whoever follows our Instagram page, I take a picture. The guys at the shop, they laugh because I'm picking up Jack's book, Joe's book, Jay Kennedy's book, anybody's book I can find, Ben Goldsmith's book, taking a picture of it, tagging them, because that's what I like to do. I like to find my friends' books, especially the books that are Angrygeeks approved, take a snapshot of it and say, hey, this is where I found it. I found it at Alternate Universe. I found it at Holy Moley's. I found it at CH Square Collectibles. This is where I found the books. Take it, come here and buy these books. I love doing that.
Did you know Ron Leary actually did a page in Malice and Mistletoe?
I got the book somewhere. I got to look it up, really?
Yeah, I inked over Ron's pencils, so that was really cool.
Wow.
You do a pinup for that. It was awesome.
All right, and Ty says, we would love to have Jack at Bacon Fest. There you go. There you go, Jack. You're coming to Bacon Fest. Right. And J-Bo says, Jack, you're always welcome to come to Bacon Fest. Andre, how many times can you fight the same villains? Marvel and DC need fresh blood and fresh ideas. That's what I'm saying. That I totally agree. I mean, you have a vast. I mean, you go to any convention and you walk down Artist Alley, you have so many books out there of people trying to get books out, and universes are wide open of people that work for the big two or big three if you count Image. Just pick up these new books and read it. Support these guys. And 3, yeah, there you go. 1, 2, and 3, and read this stuff, and you'll be surprised on the new universes that are opening for you. I mean, I got surprised myself. I just holy moly. I mean, just blown away. Absolutely. Blown away.
Yeah, and I'm really looking forward to those Kickstarter books. There's one called Hive Mind that I just supported, and that just wrapped up last week. I don't know. There's a creator who I need to remind myself of their name. But it's Mind Comics, which I wasn't aware of up until supporting this. But Ryan O'Sullivan is the creator of a book called Hive Mind. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. And then there's another one that I had supported a prior project, and it was of course now my technology is not working for me. We are Scarlet Twilight, and there's 3 issues of it, and it's been an incredibly reasonably priced Kickstarter too. So I supported number 1, and I missed out on number 2, but I was able to add it to number 3, which I also
nice.
This game just wrapped up. But some really nice stuff and some creators who I'm really excited to get to know better.
Okay, cool. Andre says we need a new Lobo series, an adult-themed comic. The world needs more Lobo. I couldn't agree. Lobo's one of my favorite characters, and when the New 52 bastardized him, I just hated it. I mean, it was just the Twilight Lobo. I just could not. I just hated it. I hated it big time. But when Rebirth came around and they brought back the main man, I was happy. I mean, at least they knew what they did was wrong. And Jack said that was cool. That was cool. Ron Larry said that was cool, Jack. Thank you. Ron, you know you have major support. And, you know, I want to tell you, Ron, the phone does work 2 ways. I know I haven't been calling you. I have been sick. I have been busy. This man puts me through a lot. Jamie puts me through a lot. My beautiful Rose puts me through a lot. I have been busy, but the phone does work 2 ways. And I'm going to say that to everyone. I'm sorry for not calling anyone, but if you guys ever need me, just call. I will be there to pick up the phone. So, it's not all my fault. Take that. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. Jack, what brings you to a Kickstarter? What catches your eye? You're in the industry. You work in the industry. You write, you draw, you ink. But when you go to find a book, someone like me, I'm always attracted by the cover, or I'm always attracted by the story. As I was younger, it was always the cover. Later on in life, it was by the writer or by the creator, by the creative staff, if you will. But now, as a molder established, of course, knowing people in industries, I'm gravitating toward my friends. You know, picking up. Now, of course, with the Kickstarters, I'm going after my friends' books. But what brings you? Yeah, I'm getting there, Jay. I'm getting there. I see your comment. I'm not going to post it yet. What brings you? What catches your eye to a Kickstarter?
It's simple for me. I think that the Kickstarters have a tendency to be very generic and boring. So I feel like it's kind of like buying a bottle of wine. If somebody put the time into making a strong label, a well-designed label, it tells me something about what's inside. So with the Kickstarters, I know most of your listeners probably are aware of Aspen Comics, Michael Turner's company.
Yep.
Those guys do a Kickstarter as well as anyone's ever done it. And not only is it the artwork and the presentation, but it's the rewards. They're always trying to do something a little bit different. It's not the same stagnant stuff every time. And I think that's what catches my eye, is when someone's actually put the energy into it and you can feel like, oh, this person has thought beyond, oh, I have a retailer incentive. I have, the variant cover, and I have the sparkly black and white version, all that stuff. I mean, it's like, I see those at every Kickstarter. But when I see something different, that catches my attention. And especially when it ties into the content and it's not just something random.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, do a flipper may want those special covers, or it doesn't turn me on. Okay, I mean, I don't need the 15 different variant covers. I don't need the cover with the glitter on it. I don't need none of that. If a favorite artist of mine or a friend of mine does a special cover, I'll want that one. I'll request that one. Or if I'm looking at something and I see wow, I love that cover, I'll ask or I'll request that cover. But I won't go out of my way to say, oh my God, I need that cover. Because why? Why would you need all that? I mean, just give me the good story. I mean, but if you're a flipper, you're going to get it. You're going to get that. You're going to get that. I mean, a key issue, but I don't need 800 different issues.
I agree. I can respect the collectors, don't get me wrong. I think it's cool to have a variant cover, but I think it's got to make sense. It can't just be, oh yeah, we do the sparkling nude edition because that's what people are buying. And I feel like that kind of, just for me, just smacks of insincerity or just kind of a lame trend.
Yeah, it is a lame trend. It is, and it's a cheap sell. It is. It's a very cheap sell of doing a topless cover of this character or a character in a book. It is a cheap sell. It's a cheap way of selling your book. Okay, do you need to do it? No. No, if your product is good, you don't need a cheap sell. Why? Sex sells. Yes, it does. Plain and simple. But you don't need to do it. If your product is good, you don't really need to stoop down to that level. Just say, hey, this is my product. This is good. Here you go. I don't really think you need to go down to that level. I'm sorry.
I'm not doing it on my next Kickstarter.
Well, I already have my topless shirt, all topless for you.
About that photo session we arranged.
Yeah. Yes. When it comes to Kickstarters, I hear lots of different things, and talking to fans, I hear lots of different opinions. Do you believe that the book should be complete first before you go to a Kickstarter, or do the Kickstarter first, then go into production of the book? How do you feel about that?
I think the book should definitely be in production. I think if you're waiting for the Kickstarter to begin production, that's going to make people wait longer than I like to make. I mean, even like when I'm doing commissions, I know artists who are like, oh yeah, it'll be there in 6 months. I'll have it for you in less than 4 months. I don't ever want to make anyone wait like that. And for the Kickstarters, I think there's enough going on without saying I haven't started anything. Like for my next Kickstarter that I haven't even announced, and I think it'll, Kickstarter, I don't know exactly when it's coming out, but I mean, I've already got a percentage of the book drawn, and there's 2 backup stories. One of them's complete, the other one started. So, I mean, I want to make sure I've got at least half of it completed before I'm ever letting anybody know about it.
Okay, and Wolfie comes in. Men, this is 2 weeks and no goddess. Yeah, Jamie's going through some health issues with one of her canines. Stay tuned, Wolfie, to the Angry Geeks show page, that Wonder Woman Jamie Dolan page, and our personal pages, and we'll fill you in. Dexter, the Siberian Husky, is very sick, and Jamie is driving 2 hours to bring it to a very expensive veterinarian. So we're actually going to be asking for help. So just keep an eye out for that. So anyway, back to the Kickstarter. Yeah, I just choose my things. I want to make sure the book is done. So how do you go about when you do your Kickstarter? How do you go about choosing your rewards? I mean, how do you know what is a good reward? What's a good tier? Do you watch other people, or do you just roll the dice and say, this is what I'm going to do?
I try to put myself in a fan's shoes, because I mean, I'm a fan of so many comics. I try to think about like what would excite me, and I mean, I feel like you and I are both pretty experienced discriminating fans. So if there's something that I have as an idea that's exciting to me, I'm feeling like it's probably exciting to some other people. So, with Malice and Mistletoe, we had our own brand of whiskey. We had these cool whiskey glasses. And, I think the logo we had was fun. People seemed to like it. And people were excited about those rewards. Even the T-shirt, I think it's one of those things like the Battle Chasers Kickstarter was the worst one I've ever supported. It was the most money I ever put into one, and every single item was cheap and crappy. The T-shirt sucked. The quality was terrible. It wasn't full color. It was black and white with one color. I wanted to make sure I do the opposite. I don't want anyone saying that they were underwhelmed or complaining. And I can tell you, honestly, there wasn't a single complaint about Malice and Mistletoe for anyone. And so for me, I felt like mission accomplished. I don't want to disappoint people. I'm going to try to give people something maybe more than they expected, maybe a surprise or two. And I think, we mentioned Ron Leary earlier. I was lucky to have some people who are really awesome talents contribute some pinups. I used to love that. You get the Batman family, and you didn't always know who was even featured in each issue. You'd have pinups, all kinds of cool things. I like that. So for me, that's really important. It's finding something that I think I would respond to that I don't see on every Kickstarter. If mine looks like every other one, then I feel like, why would you even stop and look at it?
J-Bo says, break out the die and roll it to pick up your rewards. Yep, and Wolfie says that he loves that idea. Let's take a quick break, and we'll be right back with Jack Purcell, and we're going to do a little Ninja Turtle stuff.
Angrygeeks Show. Brought to you by CH Square Collectibles, Comics Collectibles, and more. Magic the Gathering every Friday at 6 p.m. Located at 39 Wedgwood Drive, Suite 232, Jewett City. Comics, sports card, autographs, online sales. CH Square Collectibles, proud sponsor of the Angrygeeks Show.
One of my favorite charities and the official charity of the Angrygeeks Show is Team Christopher, the Battle of Autism, for attorney Chris Norris and his side for Team Christopher. Whoa, what the heck was that? Well, anyway, we have these two pieces, and I'm going to bring this up right now from J-Bo McNeil. Lewis, can you please let the folks know about our raffle from Jim Lawson? Jack, do you know who Jim Lawson is?
Sure do. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles artist.
Okay. Well, Jim, we have a original piece of art by Jim, and all proceeds are going to go to Autism Speaks via Team Christopher. Only 150 tickets are to be sold. The tickets are $10 a piece. They can PayPal for tickets, and you see the address right here on the bottom right here. I'm going to bring up this piece right now. Now, there's going to be two pictures. One picture is the picture of the piece. The other is a picture of J-Bo with Jim, so you can see that it's legit. I've seen the piece in person. My God, it is beautiful. So let's first bring up the piece itself. Look at that.
Nice.
Isn't that is just awesome right there. 150 raffle tickets, $10 a piece. If you want that, there you go. That is just beautiful. It's big. It's big. I think it's bigger than 11 by 17.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah. I actually had it in my hand Saturday night. I was holding on to it.
Nice. So that's good for people to know. It's not some dinky little piece of art.
No, there you go. You can see how big. Now, J-Bo is a big guy. You can see J-Bo right there, standing next to Jim. J-Bo is holding it, and you can see how big that piece is. So bid on it now. All proceeds going to Autism Speaks Team Christopher.
Yeah, good cause.
Yes, it is. And that's all the cause for Bacon Fest. Bacon Fest 2 is also for Team Christopher. So you can see that right there. Once again, I'll bring up that piece. That is just beautiful.
Yeah, I love the colors. Yeah, that's fun.
And once again, we'll pull up the comment and go to the PayPal for tickets right there. CPN at thepractice.net.
Sweet. Yeah, come on.
Yep, get that. Oh, we got new comments coming up. And I am an ogre, says J-Bo. J-Bo, if people decide to right now go on and send in a bid or buy a raffle ticket, is there any subject matter that they need to put in their email? Please put that down in their comments, please. Jack, this Friday, where are we going to be? I know we're going to be talking about it tomorrow night, but I am super excited. It's been a while since I've been out, so please tell me where we're going to be this Friday night. You and I hanging out together. Please tell everybody, because it has to do with comics, because you're going to have a print there. Tell everyone where we're going to be.
Yeah, that's right. We are going to be in East Hampton, Massachusetts for Pro Wrestling Grind, which is a new wrestling promotion right here in East Hampton, Massachusetts, Western Mass. It's a really great promotion. You go to this show and it doesn't feel like any other indie performance that you're gonna you're going to go to. Really unique presentation. A lot of big names there. You're going to see a lot of people you've seen on AEW, Limitless, Blitzkrieg, a lot of the companies that are huge in the Northeast. So you're going to see a lot of talent that you've seen on television. Even J.D. Drake and Anthony Henry are going to be there. And
I'm kind of scared because they called me out. I was called out because every time I was supposed to go to a grind show, I had an excuse. And then I got called out on Faces and Heels by one of the owners for not going. So now I'm afraid to go. I might get beat up. So
yeah, Dummy X might rough you up, man. She's fighting.
Yeah, I know. She actually called me out by name. So please go out there on this Friday night. Stop by, see the guys and girls, have some fun with them, and say hi to Jack and I for sure. J-Bo.
We'll have some prints available of all different wrestlers, including Rip Bison. So that's going to be at 79 Maple Street in East Hampton, Mass. So if you're in the area, bell time, I believe, is 7:30. I think the doors open at 7. And it's going to have the first intergender match that Pro Wrestling Grind has had between Delmy Exo, and she's been all over the place, AEW, MLW, you name it, against Anthony Green, who's been in WWE, AEW, again, world-traveled performers. So that's going to be a huge match.
Yep. J-Bo said, on the back of the piece that we just talked about, there is a start of the first draft that Jim did. He didn't like it, and he turned it over.
Ah, nice. Bonus.
Yes. And J-Bo also said, yes, send an email. When you send your email, phone number, contact number, full name, and how many tickets that you want to buy. So there you go. Jack, when you work on a commission, I know we talked about your commission. We talked about your time. Your lead time, your weirdest commission that you ever done. We talked about all that. But what is your commission process? We never talked about this. How many drafts do you do? Do you show the person what you're doing to draft? What do you use for reference? How do you go about a commission? I know I talked to Ron Larry about this, and I hope Ron is still watching. If someone wants a cover swipe, Ron says, well, I'm not going to swipe the cover, but I'll do a homage to that cover. I will do this. How do you go about something like that? Jay, you're welcome. Much love.
I always just talk to the person who's interested. Somebody hits me up. I'll make sure that I do a sketch first, and I'm really clear about what it is. It's not going to be a fully in-depth drawing, but it's clear enough that they're going to understand what I'm shooting for. And when I get a thumbs up, I will go ahead and get started. But I never start something. I don't just, think that, people should have faith in me that I'm going to produce exactly what they have in their mind. So I do a quick sketch, and if they have any thoughts or feedback, then I take that into consideration when I draw it. And then I go to town, and I'm really upfront about wait times because I think that's the most irritating thing that I hear about, all these people waiting years and ridiculous amounts of time. So I just try to let people know it's going to be about 2 weeks. If I've got a deadline going on, right now, I've got 2 pieces that have to be done before we go to see Eric in Connecticut.
Yeah,
so,
we're going to be getting to that before we close up tonight, but okay.
Yeah, so there's really not any spots open at this point. If people had jumped on before I had time, now I don't. So it really just depends, but I'm always upfront with people, and I understand maybe someone may not want to wait a month, so I don't want to, and I've always been big on hitting deadlines. As an inker with DC and Marvel, you're the guy who's got to hit the deadline, so I'm just used to being upfront with people and just saying, here's when I can do it, and if that works for you, great, and if not, I understand there's a lot of other people you could hit up.
Okay, how do you feel about cover swipes if someone comes over to you and say, hey, I want you to do this? Would you do it?
I don't even get the appeal of it. It's to me so annoying. I don't know. Again, just my opinion. It's not saying people shouldn't be doing it, but when I see people who are doing quote unquote cover recreations that are really just tracings, they're tracing it, they're light boxing the pencils. I see a lot of this with John Byrne and all these great artists, and they're essentially tracing it, and maybe they're making a few little changes. A lot of them are accidents, and they're inking it. And that's not a cover recreation. That's a trace. So I don't generally do it. And if I do, I let whoever it is that is looking for the commission know that I will not be reproducing it to look identical. It will have a general, you'll know it. It's not going to be any mistake. But usually what I try to talk to people about is how could we take a concept that is still going to look like that cover, but change it enough so that it's interesting and different. Because if I'm copying a piece, the best I can do is just be a copy. It's not going to be better. I want my piece to in some way be better than the original. So I've got to do something different. And people are usually really receptive to it.
You know, I heard that from many different artists, especially ones published in Pro. And I totally agree. Andre comes in and says that he'd rather have an original piece. Well, Andre, this would be an original piece. They just the consumer would just say he wants them to swipe that cover. Jabo says I would rather have the artist's choice when having a commission done because it's their own design and their own vision is what I would like to see. I totally agree. There was I told Jack, draw Macho Man, and he goes, "Do you want to see it?" Nope, I don't want to see it. I loved it. And Jack surprised me with an Ultimate Warrior hanging up here in the Geek Lair. I just fell in love with it. Many times our good friend Joe St. Pierre, Joe goes, "You want me to draw you something?" "Yeah, what do you want?" "I don't care." I turn around, here's Hawkman, here's Deadpool, here's my first commission ever from Joe was an Aquaman, and I remember talking to Joe. I said, "I want you to draw me Aquaman," and he was like, "Okay, well, this is what I'm going to do." I'm like, no, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see your breakdown. I don't want to see nothing. Just do it. And he did it, and I'm like in love with it. And your Superman that you done for me, it's just like, it's beautiful. It's hanging up here in the house. It's, it's same thing. Another good friend, Ian Chase Nichols, he did a Lobo for me. And Andre, you want to see it? This is the guy you should talk to. Get a Lobo commission. Ian did the preliminary sketching. He goes, "Here, do you want it?" I'm like, "Yeah," but I didn't need to see it. I just wanted that. I mean, yeah, I'm just the type of guy. I'm happy just to see you guys work. It's just amazing to me. Just, and I don't want any kind of. I think cover swipes are just be original.
Yeah,
and
I mean, I don't
Andre
blame
says he
anyone
needs
for,
one.
I don't blame anyone for wanting some of those covers. I mean, I'd love to have the cover to X-Men 141. I just am not able to make that happen. But I think that again, if someone wants to commission me to do a cover swipe, it's always worked out well. Like everyone has told me they've been happy with what we've done, and sometimes it'll just be, what if we do like a modern version of those characters, or what if we substituted one of the X-Men in or out, and it always works out great.
All right, who's the most boring character for you to draw?
I don't know. I think I could probably make just about any character interesting. I don't like drawing Spider-Man. I don't know about boring.
Really? You're the first person I ever heard say that.
Yeah,
all the years that we've known each other, I never knew that. Why?
I hate drawing the webbing.
You know what? Now that you say that, I think you told me that before. Is it because it's so intricate, or it's because the webbing coming out of the web shooters, or on the costume?
On the costume, no, because you know what? Like I worked on some Spider-Man for Disney at one point, and don't get me wrong, I was thrilled to be able to do it, but I just really do not like drawing Spider-Man. I like drawing the black costume. That's more fun. I can get into it, but to me, it's almost like a lot of my favorite artists have done such amazing work on Spider-Man. It's almost like, am I going to do better than Todd McFarlane? I don't know. I mean, Batman's
well, just draw him like the cartoon, like the 67 cartoon. He had no webbing on the costume except for the mask. The mask in the hand and the gloves. That was it. He had. Did you realize that? And I'm sure Joe St. Pierre knows this. Spider-Man, he had, in the 67 cartoon, he only had webbing on the mask, in the gloves, and the boots. The rest of the costume had no webbing at all. That was like the most goofiest thing in the world. Ali's giving you crap, Spider-Man, seriously. But Andre...
Spider-Man, I don't want to draw him.
Andre wants to know, what do you think of character mashups?
Yeah, they're fun. I think anything's fun if I have an idea, which I'm rarely. It's like I'm never at a loss for words. I'm rarely at a loss.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah, right. So I mean, character mashups are fun. I think it's a challenge and it's fun. Like, yeah, of course. But again, it's not that I don't love Spider-Man. I do. He's one of my son's favorite characters. But it doesn't do it for me. Yeah, sorry.
All right, so what was your favorite mashup? I mean, they started with the Allegam universe is when they started mashing up.
I did one of the Amalgam guys. I did the Wolverine Batman one as one of my favorite
Claw.
missions. Yeah, Dark Claw.
You worked. Wait, you worked on the book, or you just drew it?
No. It was one of my favorite commissions that I did. Someone requested it. I was down at Jay's store in Connecticut, and it was at, it was a free comic book day. I think it was Craig Russo and I were down there, and I did it down there, and it was super cool. I really enjoyed it.
I think Dark Claw. I liked when it came to Dark Claw. I like Legends of the Dark Claw better than the animated Dark Claw. They had 2 Dark Claw books, and I think the Legends of the Dark Claw book was better than the animated Dark Claw. What did you think? Do you remember the 2 books?
Yeah, vaguely. I don't go for the animated stuff in general as much as I do the more illustrative. So I like the more illustrative stuff. But I can respect them both. That just isn't the cartoony stuff's not my thing as much.
Yeah, I didn't care for. What did you think of that whole series when they did that?
It was fun. Yeah, I didn't think much of it. I thought it was a good time. I liked it. It was exciting at the time, but I've never really gone back and reread them or anything.
Really? If I go through the collection, if I'm cataloging it, I would. Jabo did have a comment. He says that my cosplay is a mashup of 2 characters. Lewis knows it. Jabo, anybody who sees you anywhere knows it. And you were a hit Saturday night. For sure. Jack, if someone was going to cosplay someone out of Malice and Mistletoe, which character would you like to see come to life?
Krampus.
Okay, and why is...
Well, because he's only got one leg, and he's got like the peg, and he's got the cool dreads and the beard. I mean, there's so much about him visually that I loved when we were kind of reimagining Krampus. Everything about him, I think his eyes, just the kind of wrinkly skin, he's older. Everything about him, just even like the Spock-looking ears that he has. I think it would just be really fun. The amulet around his neck. All of it, man. It would just be so much fun.
Okay, let's switch gears really quick. We talked off camera really quick about Moon Knight. What's your thoughts on that?
I like it. It's really different. It's fun. The acting is great. I do feel like and you and I talked, we've only seen the first 3 episodes, so I'm a little bit...
Yeah, I'm stuck. I'm stuck with it.
I just feel like I need to know where it's going a little bit. I'm kind of feeling like I'm chasing my tail a little bit with it, and I like it, but I don't want to say I feel like it's lacking direction. I just feel like something more needs to happen for me. I'm not totally engaged with the main villain, and I know some people are like, oh, it's Dr. Doom. First of all, I don't think it is, but it's just something I feel like I need more. There's something that I feel like I need a big development in episode 4.
Where are they getting Dr. Doom?
I don't know. I missed that. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm actually looking across the Geek Layer at my Dr. Doom statue. I do not see Dr. Doom anywhere in Moon Knight. I'm the more I think about it, and I did talk to Aviva about this as well. It's not a must-see TV show for me. The more and more every Wednesday, I don't J-Bo comes in and says that he has not watched Moon Knight yet. It's not like The Mandalorian. It's not like the Book of Boba Fett. It's not like WandaVision or Falcon and Winter Soldier. It's not like Peacemaker. It's not like the Doom Patrol. It's kind of like Titans. It's kind of like that where I can wait till next week. I can wait till the week after. Oh, I can put 2 episodes together. It's not something that it's not must-see TV, to coin the phrase. I can wait. It's not something that I have to, oh my God, I need to sit there and watch it. Neil's coming in and says, I would love to see more actual Moon Knight suit in action and less of Steven and Mark, even though Oscar Isaac does a great job acting. Yeah, I would agree. Neil came over and I was watching like the 3rd episode. He goes, oh yeah. I'm like, no, son, I can't. It's not must-see TV. You know, I would much rather watch something else, or I have more pressing matters to do, like talk to you on the phone or text Jamie, than watch Moon Knight. I don't know why, but that's just the way it is. I don't know. I can't read what Ty says. Can you decipher that, Jack?
I think it may be a partial word. I think a part 2 of that text is on the way.
I think so too. So I don't know. I just, it's not must-see TV. Plain and simple.
Yeah, I'm with you, and I got to say, I'm really kind of excited about Kenobi, and I'm almost looking past Moon Knight at this point. I hate to say it.
Yeah, no, Kenobi comes out May. Aviva is going to jump right in.
May 27th.
And May 27th. It should have come out May 4th. Wouldn't that have been more awesome?
Yeah, they got to do something on May 4th.
Yes, and Aviva comes in and says, sorry, episode 4 is very strange, almost Legion-like, a little scary tone, too. Whoa, okay. Andre says, they cut away from all the good action scenes. Yeah, they do. They do. It's kind of like, I don't know. It's very, blah. I don't know. It's definitely not must-see TV. So I don't know. I can wait. I can wait. I think
about Doctor Strange. I want to go see Doctor Strange right away.
Oh, we got tickets already. We got tickets. We're going Thursday night. I couldn't wait. So we are definitely going to go see Doctor Strange first thing. And Aviva says making Book of Boba Fett May the 4th.
Ah, okay.
Ah, all right. I didn't find Book of Boba Fett that bad. Not at all.
No, it was good. But, a making of special could be worthy of May the 4th.
Maybe. But I still say that Kenobi should have been... I think that Disney drops the ball many times when it comes to May the 4th and Star Wars. And Andre says that he is not a doctor. Jack, you disappeared. Andre says he's not a doctor, but he's very strange. Last week, I did talk about the Love and Thunder trailer with Ian from Public Access TV. Jack, what is your thoughts on that before we wrap up?
I don't know if it's intentionally not showing much, but I don't know.
Well, it's just a teaser. It's just a teaser.
Right. I mean, I feel like, honestly, I guess I'm hung up on the idea that Beta Ray Bill hasn't shown up yet, and it doesn't appear he's going to. So I'm a little distracted with that, but I think it looks good. I'm interested. I love the last one. It was really the only one that I loved. So my understanding is that I know some of the same creators were involved with this one. My hope is it's just as good as the third one.
Aviva comes in and says, or maybe that is it for Star Wars Celebration. I can't remember. I don't know. I just think that Disney just drops the ball when it comes to May the 4th. They should really use that and do something, but they never really do. I don't know. I love the trailer. I think it's good. I'm very pumped to see the film. I understand that it's a teaser. I was Guns N' Roses out for many, many years, but once I heard that guitar riff, I was like, holy cow, that Sweet Child of Mine fit, and I found myself having that on my playlist. I'm not skipping over it when it pops up. I'm digging it. I like it. Having the Guardians in it is really cool. The humor's there. I love Thor Ragnarok. That is my favorite out of all the Thors, and I don't know. I'm super excited. I'm hoping that when we go see Doctor Strange, that trailer is going to be on the big screen. I'm pretty sure it will be, and they're also rumored to have. Now again, this is not anything. I'm just saying this is what I heard. That there's going to be a cutscene at the end of Doctor Strange with Thor. One of the two. So hopefully, because it's going to be leading into it. I don't know. It's going to be grand. I think. I cannot wait. And I did get. There you go. I did get goosebumps seeing Jane Foster in the outfit. It was just
incredible. She looked great, right?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Jack, we are running up and out of time. Please tell everyone where they can find your Patreon and where to find you online.
Yeah, if you're on patreon.com, look up Jack Purcell. Consider supporting my page. There's a tier where if you support me for a few months, you get a discount on a commission. So if you're looking for one at a good price or a better price, you could do that. Check it out. And it could be any character that you like. They're 11x17, black and white, fully inked, all that. So check out Patreon. It's the only place where you're going to see all of my pieces top to bottom in their entirety. And you can find me at Jack Purcell Inc. on Instagram and Facebook. So if you're not following me, please do give me a follow on Instagram. I'm Jack Purcell 38 on Twitter. I keep quiet over there. But if you're on Twitter, give me a follow you back, and maybe talk some wrestling and comic books.
And I am Louis Perry. You can find me each and every Monday night right here with my sister from another mister, that Wonder Woman Jamie Dolan, and every Tuesday night with this cat. And we will be live tomorrow night talking wrestling. The best in AEW, the best in WWE, the best in the Indies. And tomorrow night, I'm pretty sure it's going to be all pro wrestling grind. Getting ready for the big show on Friday night. I am Louis. That's Jack. Jamie, we miss you, and we're pulling for Dex. We will see you guys next week, and actually tomorrow night. Stay classy, San Diego. Thank you for joining us.
This has been an Earplug Podcast presentation. Found on earplugpodcast.com, iTunes, SoundCloud, and wherever your favorite podcasts are found.